Hello everyone, my name is Ankit Jain. I welcome you all to my channel Tech Journey with Ankit. In today's video, we will be discussing one of the latest topics that Salesforce have introduced in the release related to the approval process. Salesforce have changed the most asked thing from the community, that is redesigning of the approval process. Salesforce native approval process do offers very limited flexibility for the complex approvals requirement, and that's where the Salesforce have accepted this requirement from the community and they came up with the new approval process which is more flexible as compared to the previous one, where we can go and design or redesign the complete approval process with lots of complexity with lots of options. So in this video, first I will go and give a quick brief about what is this new approval process is all about. There are few terms that you should be knowing before I actually go to the demo part. So let me quickly go and cover about the record triggered flow approval in this video. Again, in case you folks like to have one-to-one connect with me, or then what you guys can do, you can guys scan this QR code or the link will also be available in the video description. As soon as you go and click on that link, you will be landed up on this top mate page where there will be two options. Option number one to have one-to-one connect with me. Moreover, option number two is you can go and get few of the ebooks that are available here. The few ebooks which are available and very popular is the LWC notes, where you will get not only the notes that I have used in the bootcamp, but also whatever the code that I have developed on the bootcamp on my channel, you will also get the code base related to it. There are few other guides like the data cloud as well as the admin guide are available here too. These guides are updated based on the latest releases of the Salesforce. Not only that, we also have this interview prep guide where there are more than 400 plus questions with lot of code base that I have developed on my channel. All the questions has been answered in a very detailed way. The references has been provided in the solutions as well, so that you can speed up your interview preparation. You folks can also check out the interview playlist available on my channel as well, in case you guys are preparing for the interview. And in case you want to do the sprint up your preparation, then this guide will something which is definitely helpful. Coming back to the agenda for today is the flow approval process. So let me try to introduce few of the terms that we do have in this flow approval process here. The first one here is, with the help of flow approval process, what you can do, you can create a modern, flexible, automated approval workflow. What you are doing basically here is, this is the help of this approval process, you are creating the approval workflow in the flow builder. Previously we used to go to the setup, and in the setup we used to go and create the approval process, but that is not the thing that we will be doing now, right? What we will be doing here is we will be redesigning our approval process directly inside the flow builder. We do this through the orchestrations. Typically in Salesforce, orchestrations are the charge based, but for the flows, there are no, for this approval process flow, there are no charges that Salesforce is taking for those orchestrations. So there will be no credit consumption. It is completely free on the platform. So you don't have to pay any licensing cost or any additional cost to the Salesforce if you plan to use this approval process in your project, right? It is something like the approval processes are available to you at no extra cost. So this approval process, basically there are two types of the approval process that Salesforce have introduced here. First one here is the record triggered approval orchestration, and this is what we will be discussing in the today's video. If for example, as soon as some DML operation has been done on the record and you want to initiate the approval process, then you should go for the record triggered approval orchestration. Moreover, in case you want to go and trigger the approval process based on Apex or an API call, right? Then, or even on the click of the link or on the click of the button, then you can go for the auto launch approval orchestration. The difference here is it is something which is automatically launched. It is something which you can be invoking either from the triggers or from the Apex code or from the link or the custom buttons as well. So basically, this is the no trigger orchestration. Now, whenever you are designing this flow approval process, there are few key blocks that you should be understood about those approval process. And those two key blocks are the stages and the step. Whenever you are building this approval process, the very first thing that you have to do here is you have to go and put the stage. And inside the stage, you can go and add the multiple steps. Okay, so you can say that stage, it is nothing but the collection of the steps that you will be doing in that particular stage, right? Allowing you to, again, what you can do in that step now. So let's go to the deep further and try to understand what all two types of steps that are available. So basically, in the flow approval process, there are two types of steps which are available. One is the approval step, and second one is referred as the background step. Now, what is the difference in between the approval step and the background step? The approval step, it's more an interactive step. For example, let's say you are sending some request and you want to go and take the approval or the rejection response from the user, right? In such scenarios, you will go and use the approval step. Here you can see from the approval step, what you can do, you can go and invoke the another action. Typically, what we call that kind of an action as an evaluator action that can be invoked from the approval step. Moreover, you can go and customize the email template. You can go and define who will be the user responsible for the approval. All those things can be designed under the approval step, right? Another step, that is the background step, which does not require any uh, interaction from the end user. This is something where you want to go and perform some actions in the background, like you want to update the field or you want to update the record, create the task, any automation that you want to do in the background. Then in such scenarios, you should go for the background step. Okay, so first we have to go and put the stage. Inside the stage, we go and put the two steps. And after that, inside the steps, we go and select what kind of step that we want to go for, either the approval step or the background step. All those things I will explain to you step by step with the help of the demo that I have prepared. So what is the demo for the today's scenario? So here we will be working on the record triggered approval flow for the discount approval. So the ask here is, there are two fields or custom fields that we will be creating on the opportunity. One is the discount and second is the approval status. Now, what the business is asking here is try to understand the requirement. Whenever you are creating or maintaining the opportunity, right? In case the discount goes less than 10%, it is between the range of 0 to less than 10%, then what they are saying here is only the sales manager approval is required. But in case the discount goes greater than 10%, then the approval from the sales manager and the regional managers are required. And both of these approvals are required in sequence. What does it mean? First, let's go and deep dive into this. Let's say you have created the opportunity and you have given the discount somewhere around 5%. Then as soon as the opportunity will be created, the approval status will be pending with sales manager. If the sales manager approves it, then what you will be doing here is you will be setting the approval status approved by the sales manager. In case the sales manager is rejecting it, then here you will be putting the status rejected by the sales manager. Similarly, when the discount is greater than 10%, as I said, you have to go and take the approvals in the sequence. So again, first, when the opportunity is created, the status will be pending with sales manager. In case the sales manager rejects, right, then the status will be rejected by the sales manager. But if the sales manager have approved this, right, now the scenario is changing. Previously, the sales manager is approving, we are directly putting the approved by the sales manager. But this time, if the sales manager is approving it and the discount is greater than 10%, then we have to set the status as pending with regional manager. Right now, similarly, if the regional manager is approving it, we have to make it approved. And in case the regional manager is rejecting it, we have to put the status as rejected by the regional manager. So this is how we will be creating our approval flow here, where we are making sure that all the approval processes are capturing the correct approval status. So we will be creating one flow, right? And that flow will be the record triggered approval flow, where we are maintaining the opportunity, where we will be maintaining the opportunity approvals based on the criteria. So without further delay, now we can get started into the org. So let me take you to the org now. As I said, there are two fields that I have already created as per the requirement. One is the discount field. So let me show you. So this is my discount field. The data type of this field is the percent field. Another field that I have created here is the approval status. Now in the approval status field, I have added all these pick list field values one after the other. Another thing that I have done here is I have made the default value pending with sales manager. As in both the requirements, it is common that whenever the opportunity is created, irrespective of the discount, the approval status should always be the pending with sales manager. So that's why here I have put the default value as pending with sales manager. And now to write down the logic for the flow, here I go and try to create the new flow now. So under the flows, here I go and click on the new flow. As I said, there are two types of approval flows which are available. So here, if you go and search for the approval, you will see there are two types are available: auto launch flow approval process and the record triggered flow approval process. For the today's video, we are only focused on the record triggered flow approval process. So here I go and select that. Now on which object you are creating it? I am creating this on the opportunity object. When my flow should run, it should run on the creation as well as the updation. Now, what is the criteria for your flow to run? So let me write down the formula here. Here I am saying that my flow should run if the new opportunity is getting created or in case there is a change in the discount. So here I will be looking for the field of the discount. So opportunity, and here I am looking for the discount field. If any of these criteria is satisfied, then I want my approval process to run. Okay, so that is my criteria. And now coming back to the this step here. So very first thing what I will be doing here is I will be checking or adding the stage here. What is my stage? Because as soon as the irrespective of the opportunity that is available, I have to make sure that I am taking the approval from the sales manager. So let's say my first stage here is submit for approval to sales manager. Okay, and my condition here is you should go and run this step and mark it as completed when all the steps inside it is completed, right? So here I go and add the step. So here I'll be putting the approval step now. So what is my approval step? Approval from sales manager. This is my approval step here. Okay, and here I'll be putting the condition when the stage should start. Automatically the stage should start, but here I should go and invoke the action. Now as I said, this is the approval step and this is where you have to go and select the flow. So here Salesforce have already provided one of the flow, that is the evaluator flow. Again, you can always go back and modify that flow as well. Let me show you how this flow looks like. It's a very simple screen flow that Salesforce have put up here, right? Where as soon as you will go into this flow, you will have one screen where the sales managers can go and take the decision, either approve or reject. And then here you will have, they will go and put the decision comments, which are optional. Now, whatever the decision that they are taking up here, they are returning that decision into the one of the output variable, that is the approval decision variable. You can see this is the variable which is available for output. So by using this decision variable, we will check, right, whether the request is approved or the request is rejected, right? So coming back here, so I will be executing this flow. As I said, if you want, you can always override this flow. You can create your new screen flow in case you have to take more inputs during the approval, and you can put your flow here. That's completely optional, but for this requirement I will be using the existing flow which is available. Next, you have to go and select the approver. There are again multiple options which are available here. You can select yourself as the approver. You can select someone, your manager, as the approver by putting the user resource. You can go and select the group, public group, right? Queue resource. There are different options which are available here. For the simplicity here, I'll be selecting myself as the approver, right? Scrolling it down, then I have to go and select the record ID, right? To which record ID you want to go and give the submit for the approval. So here I'll be submitting for the approval triggering opportunity dot record dot ID, right? And where is that? This is my field that I am submitting for the approval. There are few additional checks which are available, whether you want to log the record for the approval or you want to allow the approver to edit the log record. All these checks you guys can go and put up here, right? Now coming back to the next step, once let's say your approval step is completed, right? You got the response from the manager. Then what you will be checking whether your request is approved or rejected. So to make that check here, I will be using the decision element. For example, here I am checking is sales manager approved or rejected, right? And here I am saying that the first thing is sales manager approved. Otherwise, I am putting up here that is the default outcome here is sales manager rejected. Now, how I can say that the request has been approved? So I'm saying that from my approval from sales manager step, right? This is my step stage, right? From the stage, right? This is my step approval from the sales. Inside this, I'm going for the output and I'm looking for the approval decision. If the approval decision, right? Again, let me explain how I'm navigated because this is a bit tricky. So you have to first go to the submit for approval. That you have to go to the interactive step. After that, you have to navigate to the output, and then here you have to go and look for the approval decision. So here I am saying that if the approval decision is equal to, now what value you will go and check, that value should come up from the flow. Now in case of approve, what they are doing up here, again if you check the approval choice, right, in case of approval they are putting the value here as approve, and similarly in the case of reject they are putting here the value as reject. What I am checking in my flow whether the request has been approved or not. So here I'll be copying this value and using that value for the check. So now I'll be putting up here is if the sales manager have approved this request, and another option that I do have, that is if the sales manager have rejected that request. Now another thing that I need to go and check before I perform the DML operation, in case the request has been approved, then I'll be putting another decision element. And the decision element here is what is the discount percentage, right? So first one I'm checking here is discount is less than or equal to 10. Then definitely I don't have to go and do any action, right? Otherwise, here I'll be checking up discount is greater than equal to 10, or let's say discount is greater than 10, right? So there are two options which are available here. So let me first go and check the discount. So again, I'll be getting the current record, and from here I'll be checking for the discount. If the discount is uh, less than or equal to 10, right, then I will not be doing anything, right? Basically what I need to do, if that is the case, I simply go and update the record, no further submission is required. But if the discount is greater than 10, then what we have to do, and again updation part I will do it in a while, okay, at one time, because here also I have to go and update. So I will come back to the updation part later, but let's first go and design our approval flow. If the discount is greater than 10%, then what I have to do, I have to again submit it for the approval, and this time I have to submit it for the approval to the regional manager, right? So again I will be clicking on the plus button, adding another stage here, and my stage here is so what I have put up here, submit for approval to regional manager. Right now, again here also I am adding the same step, right? That I have added previously. Like previously I have added here is let's say approval from regional manager. Again, I will be executing the same flow, evaluator flow that I have shown you, right? With the help of which my regional manager will decide whether to approve or reject. I am making myself as the approver here, right? And again, passing the same record ID for the approval. No changes here, right? It is similarly same thing. Only thing is I have created the new approval step, but I am passing the user as myself because I don't have many users available in my free org. That's why I'm passing myself as the user and triggering the record for the approval. Right now, there can be two outcomes for this approval step as well. Either the regional manager will approve or the regional manager will reject. So again, I am adding the decision element here one more time. Right here, I'll be checking regional manager. So what is the decision name that I have given there? Is regional manager approved or rejected? right? So same name I am giving here as well, putting the outcome here, regional manager approved, and another one here is the regional manager rejected. So this is how my flow is coming up, right? Where when I can say that it has been approved now, whenever the submit for approval to regional manager, this is my step, right? Whenever approval from regional manager, output approval decision. What value I am looking for here? I am looking for the same value. If that value is approved, then I can say that regional manager have approved it. Otherwise, I can say that regional manager have rejected the request. So this is how my flow is coming up, where I am first checking for the sales manager approval. Now, based on the discount, I'm looking here for the submissions to the regional manager, and then again I'm tracking the regional manager approved or rejected. But as of now, I am only writing the steps. I am not updating the pick list value, right? Nowhere I am updating the what is the pick list stage, whether it is approved or rejected. So to do that, what I will be doing here is I will be creating one flow, and that flow will be the auto launch flow. I will tell you why I'm creating the auto launch flow here, right? And that flow I will be invoking it from the approval process flow. So here I will be creating the auto launch flow. It's a no trigger flow that I am creating, where I am adding the two variables. First variable here is the opportunity ID that I have to go and update. And I'm saying that it's a text field which is available for input, and clicked on that. Adding another text resource here, variable, and let's say here I'm saying that approval status. And this is again a text field which is available for input, and clicking on done. Now, based on the values that we are getting from here, what I am doing here is here I am performing the update record operation. And what I will be updating here is the opportunity record. Again, I'll be specifying the condition to identify the record, selecting the opportunity, putting the field here as the opportunity ID is equal to whatever the input value that we are getting, right? This is how I am matching the record. And based on that matching, here I will be updating the field that is the approval status field. Again, approval status value I am getting from the input. It's very simple update operation that I am doing up here. Definitely you can go and add all the better good practices like the error handling and all those stuff, but this is not the motive. You guys already know, I hope so, how to do the error handling. Make sure that you are putting the correct fault path as well. Let me go and save this flow, and here I am putting the flow label as update opportunity approval status, right? And clicking on save here, and then I'm activating that particular flow as well. Now, coming back to my previous flow that I was building for the approval process, let me go and save this flow as well. Here I am putting the opportunity approval process flow, right? And clicking on save. After that, what I am doing here is I am refreshing the page. There are few warnings that we are getting. I will go back to the warnings in a while. Okay, but let me go and refresh the page. Again, my flow is saved. Those things that you are seeing, they are just the warnings. They are not the errors. Errors you can see they are zero. They are just the warnings here. Now coming back to the flow one more time. So what I have to do now, coming back to the step one by one. If the discount is uh, less than equal to 10, right, and the sales manager have approved it, then what I have to do, I have to go and update the opportunity value, that is the approval status. So again, I will be adding one more stage here, and this stage that I will be adding, it is responsible to update the sales manager approval for discount less than or equal to 10, right? And what kind of approval that I need to do here? So I have to go and execute the auto launch flow this time. and that action that I want, it should happen in the background. So here I will be adding the background step, right? So here, let's say here I am saying that update the stage value as, and what stage value should be replicating here. So let me go to the opportunity to get the correct stage value, because I don't want to make the typos here. Navigating to the approvals field, right? In case the sales manager is approving it, then this should be the value that is approved by the sales manager. Coming back to my flow, and here I am saying that update the stage value as approved by sales manager. So here I will be invoking the action, that is the update opportunity approval status, where the two values are expecting approval status. This is the value that I am passing here, right? And next thing that I will be passing here is the record ID. It's kind of a repeated action now we have to do for the other steps as well. Another thing here is you can also go and change based on user requirement. When this background step is running, it should be running on behalf of which user. Here I am keeping it default as the automated process user. But again, in case you want, it should be run based on the owner and all those stuff. You can go and make that changes here as well. Okay, so coming to the next part that I will be adding up here, in case the sales manager is rejecting it. If the sales manager is rejecting it, then again, I'll adding one more stage. Here I am putting the stage name as update the sales manager rejection. Update the sales manager rejection. And under this, I will be adding one additional step, that is the background step, right? That is the rejection step of sales manager. And again, the condition will be when the stage is starting, action that I want to execute here is update opportunity approval status. This time for the rejection, the value that I will be passing here is rejected by the sales manager. And again, I will be passing the record, and from the record, I will be passing here the opportunity ID. So this is how my approval for the sales manager is handled. Now coming back to the next part. What should happen in case the discount is greater than 10%? Then I want to do one more step. And that step that I want to do here is I want to go and update the approval stage. So in case the discount is greater than 10%, I'm adding one more stage here. And here I'll be putting update approval stage as, what is the value that we have to put, pending with regional manager. Right, and here again I'll be adding one more background step, update step as pending with regional manager. Again, executing the flow, that is the update opportunity approval status. Approval status I'll be putting pending with regional manager. Make sure that there are no additional spaces anywhere. Okay, followed by the record ID. That's what I will be passing up from here. So that is the value whenever the sales manager is approving it, but the discount is greater than 10%. Now the same thing that I will be doing, and now I hope you guys got the idea. So I can go and do the copy of the element and paste it here, because it's, as I said, it's kind of a repeated step that I will be writing up here. So here again, what I'll be doing, I'll be quickly changing the text as update of approval stage as what is the stage in case the regional manager is approved, that is approved by the regional manager. Right, and let me go and clear this. And the step also, here I'll be putting the stage as update stage as approved by the regional manager. So again, I am taking this out. When you are copying it, make sure that you are correcting the API names. Right, and this time I am passing the another value that is approved by the regional manager, so that the correct stage will be replicated there. Similarly, moving to the next step, in case the regional manager is rejecting it, then I should go and populate the rejection step. Again, I am copying the rejection step that I have done previously and pasting it here one more time. making the changes here as well. That is update the regional manager rejection, right? And let me go and remove the API name so that the correct API name will be populated. And the step again I am putting up here as rejection step of regional manager. Right? It's very simple. You just have to go and put the same step again and again, but with the different values. This time the value will be rejected by the regional manager. Again, I'm making sure that there are no additional spaces that will be available here. Right. So let me give a quick run one more time what I have done. Although the flow looks very big, but it's very simple. Right. First, I am starting with the opportunity. When the opportunity is created or updated. In the case of update, I am checking if the discount is changed. Then I am submitting it for the sales manager. Because in all the scenarios, I need the approval from the sales manager. But in case the discount is greater than 10%, right? Then sorry, if the discount is less than 10%, then I am updating the stage value as approved by the sales manager. But if the sales manager is rejecting it, then I am putting the approval status as rejection by the sales manager. But if the discount is greater than 10%, then in addition to the sales manager, I also need the approval from the regional manager. So as an intermediate step, I have updated the stage value as pending with regional manager. And then here I am putting, as soon as I'm submitting the request to the regional manager for the approval, as soon as regional manager is approving it, then what I am doing up here is I am updating the stage as approved by the regional manager. In case the regional manager is rejecting it, then here I'll be putting the rejection step of the approval manager as well. So this is how I will be populating all the different types of stages. Okay, so let me go and save this. One more thing that you should also do here is the error handling. So you can see at the stage level, you do have an option to add the fault path. So ideally at each stage, you should go and add the appropriate fault path, and the fault path you can go and send the email, or you can show the error message, whatever the error handling framework that your project is using, you can go and use any of that kind of a error framework here. So everywhere you can see I'm adding the fault path like this. Okay, so this is another good practice that you can follow in your flow. Now coming back to the warnings, as I said, there are different types of warnings which are available. First one here is what they are saying here is this process, it is running on the behalf of automated process user. And for that automated process user, there is no valid address, email address has been maintained. So in your real project, in case you are planning to use the automated process user, definitely make sure that the email address is available there. Right. Another thing here is, as I am directly putting the username for the approval, right? In case that is the scenario, then you cannot go and package it and send it to the production. If you want to package it, then you should be using the value something except the user group or the queue. These are the few prerequisites, or these are the similar kind of an errors that needs to be taken care. But again, these are okay warnings as we are learning it. We are not implementing it for the production, but definitely for the production, those warning needs to be taken care. Now, coming back to this, what I'll be doing here is I am activating my flow. Now, once the flow has been activated, and now you have to go and navigate to the opportunity page, because there are few things that you should be doing on the opportunities as well. So what you'll be doing on the opportunity, let me go and open one of the existing opportunity, right? So let's see if I have the opportunity coming up here, or yeah, let's open any of the existing opportunity for now. As you are using the approval process of flow, there are few additional components that you have to go and add on your page. The first additional component that you will be adding up here is the first one here should be the flow orchestration work guide. Right? This is the component which will decide whether the flow should be coming up as approved, rejected, or the screen flow that I have shown you, right? That screen flow will automatically come up here. Next thing that you have to do here is you have to go and add the one more component, that is the approval trace as well. Right? Typically in the old thing that whenever we are submitting for the approval, it will display everything in the form of related list. But that is not the case whenever you are using the orchestration flow. What you have to do here is you have to check the whether it has been approved or rejected. You have to go and add the approval work item here, and then you go and save this page. So these are the two additional components which are required in case you are planning to use this particular process. Here I am quickly activating this page and making it as an org default, clicking on next and clicking on save. Let me go back. Now let's go and test this out. So what I'll be doing here is I will be putting the discount on this opportunity. So this is the field that I do have, right? So let me go and put the discount here as 5%, which is less than the 10%. If I go and click on save, as I am the approver here in this scenario, right? So let me go and refresh the page. You can see that I am getting this work guide where I will need to go and provide the approval. Again, as soon as let's say here I go and approve it and click on finish, then the expectation here is my approval status should be updated. And one more thing that you guys can see in the approval work item, right? All the details related to the approvals are coming up. So here, if I go and show you the value of the approval status, here you can see approved by the sales manager and no further approvals are required on this opportunity. Now, what I am doing here is this time I'll be putting the discount greater than 10% and putting the value as 15%. Here I go and click on save. Right, let me go and refresh the page one more time. This time it will again ask me for the approval from the sales manager. So here I go and approve it one more time and click on finish. But if you go and check, or let me go and refresh this one more time, this time the approval status value will be approved by the sales manager, right? Okay, ideally it should be for the greater than 10%, it should be let me go and check the condition, because expectation here is this time it should go for the otherwise scenario. So the discount is less than or equal to 10%. Mistake here should is instead of checking for the 10, because the discount it is of data type as percent, I should go and check here for the 0.10, right? I need to convert that value in the form of percent. So here I'll be putting 0.10 and saving the new version of the flow and activating it as well. Let's go and test it one more time. So here what we will do now is navigating to the Burlington textile, and let me go and try to put some another discount. Instead of 15%, let me go and change the discount to the 20% and clicking on save. So again, let me go and refresh the page. So I'll be getting the approval request from the sales manager. So sales manager will come here and approve the request, click on finish, right? If I navigate to the details, here you can see this time the approval status value says correct, it is pending with the regional manager. Now the regional manager will log in and approve the request one more time and then click on the finish, and my approval status says it is approved by the regional manager. Let me go and refresh the page. Clicking on the details button, you can see approved by the regional manager. This is how you can build the complex hierarchy of the approvals with the help of record triggered approvals by Flow. I hope you folks got the understanding how you can go and create the complex approval process. Let me know in case you do have any questions in the comment section. Thank you. Have a good time.